Step into a world of captivating tales and unforgettable stories. Welcome to Saga book. Once upon a time, there is a village named KamalPur. There are two friends living in KamalPur, Vikas and Gopi. Both are poor and jobless. Gopi has no family and stays alone. Vikas is married and having two kids. Since KamalPur is a very remote village beside a forest, both friends are not having any opportunity to get a job. And they don't have any great skill to start any business. Vikas is very good in nature and helps people in the village. And on the other hand, Gopi is little greedy in nature and selfish. One fine day, both friends roaming around the village. They found an old, rusted, abandoned temple on a small hill. Both Vikas and Gopi goes inside out of interest. Many of the items in the temple are half burnt and rusted. Vikas suddenly looks at a picture which is half burnt. The person in that picture looks like a monk. Meanwhile, Vikas roams all over the temple and he is waiting outside of the temple for Gopi, calling Gopi to come outside. On a rush, Gopi throws the picture and started going back. But he observes some script written behind the picture half burnt. And the first line says, "Hidden treasure of something." Since Gopi is greedy, his eye caught the treasure very much. He takes the picture, keeps in pocket, and return home with Vikas. In the same night, after Vikas went to his home, now Gopi staying in his home alone. He takes out the picture, turns around, and started reading the script. Since it is half burnt, he is not able to get the complete details. Still he started reading. Hidden treasure of something. After reading the script, Gopi got to know that there is a hidden treasure. But the exact location name was burnt. There is a clue to the location though. Treasure is in a cave that has an entrance of a tree with diamond-shaped leaves. And when we saw the tree, there is a chant should be spelled to see the path to that treasure cave. And the person who chant can only see the cave path and the treasure. Gopi eyes filled with happiness and greedy. His greediness went beyond. Gopi decided not to say about this to Vikas. And the very next day, Gopi visited the same temple if he can find any clue related to the treasure, but he don't have luck on it. From that day, he starts looking for the tree that having diamond-shaped leaves, but couldn't find. After few years, he lost the hope on the treasure. Also, he lost hope on his life. Since both Vikas and Gopi are poor, they decided to go to the nearby town to find a job. In order to go to the town, they need to go through the forest. So both Gopi and Vikas started from the village, along with some food they needed in the journey time. After some time, they are in the middle of the thick forest. Then they suddenly encountered a gang of thieves led by a person called Dhaku. Dhaku is so angry and yelled at Gopi and Vikas to surrender the valuable items immediately. Else they will be dead. Both friends are frightened and shocked. They are requesting Dhaku to leave them because they don't possess any valuable things with them. They try to convince Dhaku, stating they are so poor and going to nearby town to earn some money. But angry Dhaku didn't listen to them. I'm not here to listen stories. Right now, hand over the money to me, else this will be your last day, he warned them. Both Vikas and Gopi started crying and said they're really not carrying any valuable items with them, and they started showing the bags to Dhaku. And the bags only contains the food they carry. Impatient Dhaku ordered the gang to finish Gopi and Vikas right away. The gang dragging them to do the job that Dhaku given. Both understood that today is the last day of their life. And then suddenly Vikas announced to Dhaku that give them some time and they go to their home and get some valuable items. Dhaku rejected the ask and shouted at him. I already said I am not interested to listen stories here. I want money and that's it. Vikas begged to give them a chance and he will get something. Then Dhaku started thinking for some time and ordered Vikas to go home and get valuable things. Finally, Vikas and Gopi got some hope on their life and decided to go home. But then suddenly Dhaku dragged Gopi and said to Vikas, only you alone go home and get the thing. Gopi will stay with us, and if you fail to get the money, I won't fail killing him, Dhaku said. Vikas worried on Dhaku's words and hugged Gopi for the last time and left to village. Gopi asked Vikas silently, what we have in village, how you will get money. Vikas said, even I am not sure how to get it, but somehow I should get the money to protect ourselves. Gopi given the send-off to Vikas. Vikas rushed to village to get some money. Meanwhile, Gopi is so scared of Dhaku and his gang. Hour by hour, Dhaku gang humiliating Gopi and making him scared. Helpless Gopi crying and started looking around the forest. Surprise occurred here. Gopi saw the tree that he is looking for years, and he even hid from Vikas about the note he found in the temple. That is a diamond-shaped tree. Tree is full of leaves with diamond shape. Gopi jumped with joy. Dhaku and his gang thought that Gopi lost his mind. Dhaku asked Gopi, what's wrong with you? Gopi unthoughtfully said to Dhaku about the note he found in the temple and the story about the treasure. Dhaku and his gang laughed at Gopi and said, are you mad? But Gopi insisted to give him a chance to find the treasure. Since Dhaku also desperate about money, he asked Gopi to try, and Dhaku ordered his gang to keep an eye on Gopi. Gopi finally started shouting the lines that he read in the note for years. Gopi is very happy to use the note finally. Once he started shouting the lines, a shiny way started from the diamond-shaped leaves tree. It gradually led into the cave while Gopi continuing the lines and walking towards it. On the other hand, Vikas is trying best in the village to get some money that saves Gopi. The way to the cave is established finally. Gopi completed his lines also. Strangely, the way and the cave is seen by only Gopi and not the Dhaku and his gang. Gopi surprised with joy and went inside. He found a big box full of gems, gold and diamonds. He took that happily and going back from cave. Everyone outside is shocked looking at Gopi with open mouths. Dhaku and his gang eagerly surrounded Gopi for the treasure. Gopi handed over the treasure to Dhaku unintentionally. Dhaku and his gang looked all over the treasure box and started dancing with happiness. Their eyes filled with joy. They never saw such a huge amount of gold and gems in their life. They were astonished. While they are celebrating the moment, suddenly another gang of dacoits came into the scene. This gang also have a leader named Jitu. Jitu is the younger brother of Dhaku. Jitu separated from Dhaku gang long ago because of some internal clashes. Jitu was clueless and shocked looking at the treasure with Dhaku gang. Jitu also wanted to get the treasure. He shouted at the gang to hand over the treasure to him. But Dhaku and his gang refused to give the treasure to him. A huge ruckus occurred at the place to conquer the treasure. Jitu asked how they got the treasure. Dhaku said the whole story about the Gopi and his achievement. Jitu dragged Gopi to him and shouted at him to do the same thing and get the treasure from the cave again. Scared Gopi listened to Jitu and started going to the tree again. He started reading the lines. The time he started again, the way started shining again to cave. He started following the way to cave again. He is almost completing the lines and he entered the cave. But this time the cave is empty and there is no sign of treasure in the cave. Gopi is shocked. He started searching the cave completely to find the treasure box, but there is no luck. After some time, Gopi started returning from the cave. Jitu saw Gopi coming from the cave with sad face and empty hands. Jitu asked him where is the treasure. Gopi answered that he read the lines but he didn't find the treasure in the cave. Jitu is impatient. He yelled at Gopi to get the treasure at any cost. Gopi tried a second attempt again to find the treasure. But again, no luck. He returned from cave again with empty hands. Jitu became super angry and dragged Gopi again to him. He demanded for the treasure to Gopi. Gopi is very scared and he said the lines are not working out second time. Irritated Jitu took the knife into his hand and killed Gopi. Gopi made a great scream and died. Immediately, a fight started between the gang. Dhaku gang became angry after Gopi death and soon Jitu gang also started fighting with them for the treasure box. After many minutes, all the people in the gang fell down. Now only the leaders Dhaku and Jitu remained. Both are very tired. Now we have only 3 things remaining: the treasure box, Dhaku and Jitu. Both brothers don't have stamina anymore to fight. After so many arguments, they decided to compromise. They settled for a half share in the treasure each one. Now they wanted to take away the treasure with them to their home. But sadly, both are very tired and unable to lift the treasure to their home. Dhaku said to Jitu, I will stay here at the treasure and look after it. You go and find some food for both of us, then we can have the food and get some energy, leave to the home. Jitu agreed to it and started finding the food nearby. Hours passed. On the other side, Vikas finally found some money to release his friend Gopi. And he started to forest. Dhaku, who is waiting at the treasure, got something in his mind. He wanted to take the complete treasure with him, so he releases his pet snake from the box he have and let the snake went into the bushes. After some time, Jitu found some food and coming back, thinking some way to get the treasure completely instead of half share. Jitu reached Dhaku and given the food to him to eat. Meanwhile, Dhaku cunningly said to Jitu that there is a big diamond fell from the treasure box and went into the bushes. Immediately, Jitu jumped into the bushes to get the diamond back. At that moment, the pet snake of Dhaku attacked Jitu with its poisonous bite. Jitu was shocked and scared of death. Then Dhaku started laughing at him and trying to carry the treasure box. Jitu is almost down and he instantly took his knife from his pocket and attacked Dhaku. Minutes went off. Dhaku is no more. Jitu started dragging the treasure box for some meters and fainted to death. A while later, Vikas came to the spot with the money. He looked around and saw the bodies of Dhaku, Jitu and the gang. Vikas is very upset and started crying after looking his friend Gopi's body. He tried waking him up, but he realized that Gopi is no more. Gopi became very sad and he decided to return to home without any hope. While he is turning around, he saw the treasure box at Jitu's body. Vikas stunned looking at the box and decided to take the box with him to home. Greed blinds judgment, leading to destruction, while selflessness paves the way for achievement. In the story, Gopi's greed for treasure and his betrayal to his friend led to his tragic end. Dhaku and Jitu's greed similarly consumed them, causing conflict and ultimately their downfall. In contrast, Vikas' selfless nature, helping others without expecting anything in return, eventually made him the true achiever by fate granting him the treasure. This tale teaches that greed leads to ruin, while those who act with kindness and integrity often find unexpected rewards and success. Selflessness and patience are the paths to lasting fulfillment.